Welcome back. Welcome back. Today's discussion is going to be the power of letting go. And if there's any practical tips that I can share with you guys, I will do so. So, when it comes to the power of letting go, the first thing you gotta let go of is your freaking ego, man. The first thing you gotta let go of is your ego. Because everything that's holding you back, Anthony DeMello talks about the root of suffering is attachment. I think that's a Buddhist philosophy. The root of all suffering is attachment, right? So, whatever you're attached to is going to be the thing that's holding you back. Whether you're attached to your partner, your girl, your man, your idealized sense of self, your money, whatever it is you're chasing in the corporate realm, is what's going to define you. It's what's going to give you the most anxiety. It's what's going to give you the most stretch on your body, I guess I should say, because when you let go, you let space for more things to come into your life. What's funny is that, I remember I had let go of my previous job, and I was able to find myself in with having 7 other job opportunities. And then right now I'm down to 3, I guess. I've doing things differently now. I'm not trying to do more, exhaust myself, burn myself out. I'm just trying to find a few things that are helpful to me, a few things that are aligning with who I am, my characteristics, my personality, my lifestyle. I'm a number 6 life path. So I'm all about community building. I'm all about teaching. I'm all about sharing. I'm all about healing. I'm all about loving. And it took me a while to realize that. So that's why I'm when I talk about work and all these other kinds of things, it's I'm not opposed to working. I just want to work in something that's aligned with who I am. I want to work with something that's aligned with what I want to do, what the kinds of things that I'm creating. So I just think to myself that to let go, you have to let go, man. And you have to start by letting go of your ego. You have to start. But the funny thing about it is one of the first shorts that I ever created was letting go of your ego. Because once you're able to let go of your ego, then you're able to let go of what people think about you. You're able to let go of the idea of what people think about you. And that's already such a big issue that's holding a lot of people back, I think. Is okay, I want to quit, but I can't because I don't want to lose my house, because I don't want people to think I'm broke, because I don't, who cares, man? Who cares? They already think you're broke anyways. They already think whatever they're going to want to think about you, For example, I was watching Pop the Balloon yesterday. Shout out to Pers Reckless, real OG. Go follow Pers Reckless on all social media platforms. And we were just looking at the women on the lineup, gorgeous women. And then it's you pop your balloon because of something of your perception of what other people are going to say about the person that you're with. Oh, I think you're really handsome, but you're not tall enough for me, so I don't know what my girls are going to think. Oh, I think you're really beautiful, but you're too big, so I don't know what my boys are going to think. And then here you are missing out on opportunities. Guys, be in the puddles right now. Advanced puddle technology. But here you are missing out on opportunities and meeting great people because you're afraid of what other people are going to think about you. So it's letting go. Letting go to me is the first step to freedom, is the first step to freeing yourself from the prisons that is social stigma, and just being able to live a more free life. So it's to me, some of the practical tips that I have is realizing that, hey, you're going to die one day. We're all going to die one day. Me personally, I can't wait. I'm not in a rush, but I can't wait. I always say in this realm, I've already drank, I already smoked, I already drove a car, I already had sex, I already, felt like I raised children with anyways. No, actually, I'll get into it. I've done everything already. I feel like I've done everything already, The only thing that would be different is more house, more car, more children, more women, more money. You know what I'm saying? So it's and that's Jupiter. That's the expansion of Jupiter, guys, in my natal chart. So, with all these things, it's just kind of to myself, Earth is cool, whatever. I already know what's going to happen to me when I die, so I'm not tripping. And as Brother Mozone taught me all them years ago, do what you must. I'm at peace with my God. So, hey, And I just say this to say that let go, and God's going to take care of you, man. The God of the Bible, man, same as yesterday, today, and forever. Exodus tells us these things. The stories tell us these things. The same God as yesterday, today, and forever. But now all of a sudden you think you have to hold on to your mortgage because that's going to be the defining factor where you're going to get into heaven. If you believe in that stuff, you know? So truly, guys, I say to you guys, embracing your mortality is a great practical step in order to let go. Because like then you start to realize that like nothing matters. All the things that we're fighting for don't matter. And it was kind of like once I started to like build, what's the term I'm looking for? Once I started to see like, here's how I would describe it. Once I started to follow the thread, as my second book, Follow the Threads, I started to notice and realize that like all the things that I'm like supposed to care about that are causing me to feel this attachment aren't even things that I really want. You know, they aren't really things that I care about, you know, because I'm like to myself, okay, right now I'm in a financial situation that I'm working my way out of. I thought myself into it, this debt, I'm gonna think my way out of it. And you know how I know I'm out? Because I've been writing books. I am on camera for you guys every day. I'm creating now like a dog, like a DAWG, like a dog, you know? So I know it's different. I know things are different this time around. And I know this is the last time, you know? I've been seeing the 3. I keep telling you guys, I've been seeing the 3 in my dreams, around me, and people, and even this camera have 3 lenses on it, you know? So in all things, it's like letting go is the key. Letting go is the key to living happy. I have my book, one of my books is How to Be Happy. I talk about this, letting go of all this stuff. Because like I said, if I follow the thread, right? So I gotta work, let's just say you gotta work hard so that you can have money, so that you can have a good credit score, so that you can get a good interest rate on a house, so that you can have a mortgage for 30 years, and then you can live in there, you can raise your children, and then you can die and give it to your children, right? That's the premise behind it all. But then when I look deeper into it, I'm like to myself, okay, first and foremost, at this point in my life, I don't care about owning a home. I don't care about home ownership. I'd rather just be able to sleep where I need to for a few hours. I don't want a lot of stuff. You know, before I used to want all the chains and the jewels and the clothes and the stuff. And honestly, I'm sure it's gonna come, because seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and all these things will be bestowed upon to you. As I continue to grow, like I'm gonna see people are gonna be sending me jewels. They're gonna be sending me clothes. They're gonna just, please, True, can you wear this, please? And then you can keep it. You know what I'm saying? So I know these things are coming, and I'm like, okay, when that happens, then we'll have a bigger place to store all the stuff. But like, I don't like wake up and think to myself like, oh man, like I need drip, you know, like I used to think that in like high school up until like university days, you know, to think there and sit there and say like, oh, okay, I need to get extra money. I need to get all this money so that I can get Rolex. My G's, Seiko looked the same. And the only reason why I ever wanted to flex was for the women, and the women never care. They don't care about this stupid stuff like the guys do. You know what I'm saying? Just be nice and just have a place to stay and just like, you know, eat some decent food and you'll be all right, you know? So I say all this to say, like, as I've been unpacking this journey, it's like we talk about the mortgage as well too, right? Okay, so I don't care about the mortgage and then I found out that the mortgage is just French for death pledge. Mort as in mortality, gage as in pledge. So the mortgage is a death pledge. You sign up the mortgage so that you can pay this house for the rest of your life, 25 years, 30 years, whatever. You give the best years of your life, the best hours of every day working so that you can like pay this mortgage. I always talk about the mortgage a lot because, guys, like, as a son of man, I have nowhere to rest my head. You know, I'm a man of no fixed address right now. So like, I'm not tripping, you know what I'm saying? Nobody can come and knock on my door and tell me, I don't know, your rent is going up or your mortgage is going up. There's no door to knock on. All I have is my car, and then people that let me stay with them. And then if not, okay, I can stay in the hotel, or I'm gonna stay at the spa, or I'll stay somewhere just so I can rest my body for a few hours and then be back on the road, you know? I was telling my sister, like, I have my sleeping cot. I have a cot in my trunk of my car. All I need is the tent. I really want to be outside here all day. I really want to be, you know? So more so than I want to. I mean, but I like inside too. Don't get me wrong. I like inside. I like sitting down. I like watching movies. I was just watching the Maradona World Cup, FIFA, watching Maradona. The show on Netflix, So I enjoy these things, but they just don't define who I am. You see what I'm saying? That's the whole premise that I'm trying to impart onto you guys, is that like I enjoy these things, but they don't define who I am. I enjoy ownership. I enjoy the car that the game is letting me use right now, but I don't allow these things to control my life, and I don't allow these things to make me feel less than or greater than. Look at this guy over here. Can you guys see him? He's literally me in an alternative. He's the alternative me if I wasn't filming right now. He got the vest, he got the red sweater on, and he got the stuff. Shout out to you, my boy. So, yeah. I just say, and it's funny that I see these things, as we transmute in this realm. But yeah, anyways, what I was just trying to say is that like you have to rid yourself. Letting go is like trusting the process, trusting that God has got your back, And I think what's challenging to me is that like a lot of people say they believe in God, or a lot of people like quote the scriptures, but they like judge mental people that quote the scriptures, And then I just think to myself, I'm just like, well, come on, guys, read the word. To read the word. The word says to believe. The word says to know that it's here, to understand that it's coming, And then that's why it's like I'm another practical step or strategy is to look into the law of detachment, understand the law of detachment, and detaching yourself from the outcome. Earlier today, I had written a affirmation that I can even share with you guys. I said, I'm so happy and I'm so grateful that I allow $888,357 in profit to come into my life. I know it, I allow it, I receive it. I'm grateful. Thank you. So, and then I burn the paper. Just let it go, because I'm detached from the outcome. In my old life, even as early as by October of 2024, I was like, yeah, we're in 2025 now, right? Yeah, 24. I'm like to myself, okay, well, I got to do this, and I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do this, and then this is going to happen, and I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to take this money, and I'm going to put it here. Nothing had gone as you predicted, because if you knew, then there would be no joy in the journey, But we're understanding that there is a path to take, we understand that there is a way to go, but it will not be revealed to you. Only when you achieve it, you'll be able to look back and say, okay, that makes sense. Say less, God, I feel you. So when you're able to let go of the outcomes, when you're able to let go of what you think is supposed to happen, then you're able to live freely, Because the funny thing about it is just yeah, I have debts to pay. I'm still, yes, I have debts to transmute. I mean, like I said, I'm in the financial situation right now. I don't look at it as a problem. I just look at it as a situation, because even the word problem is going to give you a negative connotation in your mind, and then you're going to start to think So be careful with the words you choose, Be careful with the words you choose. On Patreon, we're going to be breaking down word magic. That's, I think, the first book I'm going to break down is going to be the word magic book, volume 2. And it's like, so seeing these things, working through the situation, and I'm like to myself, okay, so imagine you did have everything that you wanted. Imagine you did have the $888,357 available to you right now to use and circulate. What would you do, And then I'm like to myself, well, I would get some food, I would read in my locker, and I would come to the trail. What I'm doing right now. So it's like letting go of this idea that you have to see it first and then live it. No, man, you have to live it first and then see it. Then you will see it. That's the funny thing about it, is that everything in this realm is backwards. They tricked us out of our position by putting everything opposite, They tell you that the winter is the new year. January the 1st is the new year, when everything is dead. Everything is covered in snow. No, the winter is a reflection period. It's not the new year. The spring is the new year, They condition you about the lights, for example. The red light is stop, the green light is go. But then if you take that same metric to the stock market, nice guy on dirt bike, check it out. Dirt bike. Let's go. Dirt bike living. Sick. Love to see it, man. Let's go. Dirt bike living, man. That's awesome. Exciting, right? Exciting. So I get to live the dirt bike life and I don't even have to ride it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that's lit, man. That's so fun. Let go, man. You just gotta let go. You just gotta let go. Let go of your ideas, of your perception, of your notions about what you think are supposed to happen. Let go of your ideas about, you know, who you think that you're supposed to be, you know, because that was another thing that caused me to have my meltdown back in the day. And I did have a meltdown. I did have a meltdown. And again, like I say, man only have two options. He can either implode or he can explode. And I'm an imploder. I'm an implode before I explode. I would never yell at you. I'll just cry until I transmute it. You know what I'm saying? So let go, guys. Let go of these perceived notions and let go of them slowly. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I'm still here in this journey. You know, it's not like, guys, it's not like you can uplift this in one day. I'm 32 years old. You know what I'm saying? I've been experiencing this faulty programming for 31 years. So like, it's going to take you longer than a year. You know, it might take you a year. It might take you 2 years to just like really figure it out. So like Daylight says, you know, of course you broke, G. You just unplugged from the Matrix. It takes time to, you get up. If you've seen the movie, you take out the thing from the neocortex. That's why they named it Neo. And then with the neocortex is the reptile brain. And you got to clean off, and then you got to go, you know what I'm saying? And then you go into the world. So it's like, all these things don't matter, guys. Nothing matters. Nothing, like, your credit score doesn't matter. Even going back to the house, right? You think you own your house. Look at your mortgage. Your mortgage paperwork will call you the tenant, labels you as the tenant. The bank is the owner of the home, and you're just paying the bank. So it's like, in all things, I hear people tell me stories about like, oh, I bought this house or I bought this condo, blah, 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 and now I'm in the red and I'm this. I wish I just kept my 100 grand instead of putting it down on the property. I wish I, you know. And I'm like to myself, for me, guys, right now, I would rather have $800,000 cash than I would rather have a property worth $800,000. Now, don't get me wrong. Then, okay, like I say, right, I'm gonna get a house when I can buy it cash, because that's the only time then I can leverage it. Then I can get equity, and then I can pull the equity out, and I can get another one, and we can play some games. You know what I'm saying? We can really play Monopoly once we get that point, you know, once we get to that position in our lives where you have that capital and equity. Start small, obviously, you know, but like, to sit here and say, you know, I'm get like a variable rate mortgage so that I can just be in a place and sit down, I'm like to myself, it's not my style, man. That's not what I want to do. The boys is back. That's not my style, you know what I'm saying? That's not what I want to do. Just is like pay bills. And that's the thing, is like, I just been paying bills for so long, you know, that I'm to myself, I'm tired of it. And I'm 30. I'm 32. So all you guys is 45 years old, 50 years old, 60 years old. I know you guys are tired of it too, man. I know you guys just hide behind a smiling face, and deep down you want to cry, because sometimes I do too, okay? I'm not going to hold you guys. Sometimes deep down in my heart I want to cry. Whenever they experience that, whenever I experience that, I just cry, transmute, let that energy out, man, you know? Because, yeah, man, it can be a lot on the spirit, yo. It can be a lot on the spirit to try to hold on to these things, to try to carry all these masks, and to try to be somebody that you're not, you know? Try to live a life that you're not, because society told you have to do this, because society told you that you have to, you know, live in this area, drive this kind of car, wear this kind of clothes. It's bogus, guys. Anyways, y'all. Peace.